Okay, we're going to talk today about your values. And what are your values? Your values are the beliefs and practices in your life that are very important to you. Okay, so some examples of those, and everybody's different. And this is, not an exhaustive list, but just some common values that people have are, family, your friends, work, health, being self-reliant or taking care of yourself or being independent, certain relationships, okay, whether that's husband, wife, friends, coworkers, extended family, whatever it is, but the relationships that you have in your life, religion. So again, these are things that are important to you and that drive your actions and that ultimately for our class, what we're getting at, it drives the way we spend money. Okay, because what we believe in and what we value tend to really be behind where our dollars go. Okay, and as we move through this lesson, I think you'll realize that. Okay, so think about the things in your life that are important to you. Okay, maybe some of them are in that list. Maybe there's some other things, but we all have values. Okay, so where do we get those values from? And we'll see here as it says that your age greatly influences what values you have in your life. Okay, at an early stage, just like everything else, your values are going to be influenced by your parents. Things that they value, things that they do are going to be things that get passed along. Things that that you're going to value those same things. Okay, as you move a little bit older, you have some other people in your lives that you look up to. So it could be teachers, could be, we don't like to use the word heroes, but, sports figures, music, TV, movies, okay, celebrities, right? You hear about celebrities, should they or should they not be role models? But, we tend to look at those people, maybe it's coaches, in your preteen years, they do greatly influence things that you value in life. Okay, and then you guys, I'm assuming everyone here is between 14 and 20. Your values are greatly shaped by your peers. Okay, who you hang out with pretty much reflects the things you value in life. Okay, birds of a feather do flock together. So your values and your beliefs are greatly influenced at this point in your life by those you hang out with. Okay, and I think if you were honest with yourself, you would agree with that. As you move older, and it's not always like age 21 is a law, but as you do move into adulthood, you have established values, but they are going to change a little bit, and they're going to be tested, and you're going to be challenged in certain situations. But just like a lot of things in life, as you mature, things are going to change. Okay, so again, that's where we get our values from. Okay, so why is it important that we have values? Okay, and no one really likes to look inside of themselves and reflect on their own personalities, but if you take a hard look at what you value, you'll get to have a better understanding of who you are. And when you're put in situations that you're not comfortable with, um, your values tend to come to the surface and help you make decisions, whether you should or shouldn't do something, whether you should participate or not participate in something. There's a million situations that could come up. And when you're faced with those, you're drawing upon your values and you don't even realize it when you have to make a decision there. Okay, and then again, just to repeat, you're making good decisions. All right, hopefully you all have some sort of goals in your life, and those are also largely shaped and influenced by the values that you hold important. Okay, and you see people around you that seem more confident in others, and it's because going back to the first bullet point there, they know who they are. They stand firm in what they believe in. They understand what they believe in. They have conviction for what they believe in, and that in turn just makes them a more confident person. Okay, so if that's not you right now, that certainly doesn't mean that can't be you later on or starting today, whatever. Okay, so it is important that we have those values. Okay, and especially at your age, again, when you are put into situations that you're not comfortable with, if you are pretty set in your core values, you're going to be less likely to give in to those peer pressure situations in which you're going to make decisions that you know you shouldn't, but you do anyway. Okay, and we all think that's silly to hear about, but again, if you think about it and are honest with yourself, we're all put in those situations from time to time. Okay, so those core values are extremely important when you're in those situations. Okay, and again, when you do make good decisions based on those values, you just feel better about yourself. Getting back to that confidence, you have a little bit more self-respect, and then it just becomes habit. Okay, so it's hard at first, but um, again, when you're put in those situations more often, you get used to it, and you just have that confidence and self-respect that you know what you believe and you know what you value. Okay, so it is important that we have those. So again, you don't have to write this down, but if you, on paper or in your head, list 10 things that you love to do, okay, um, those are largely driven by our values, okay? So how you spend your time and how you spend your money, again, are largely dictated by the things in your life that you find important. Okay, for instance, I very much value health and fitness, so I spend an extreme amount of money on fitness members, gym memberships, and shoes and exercise clothes, treadmill in the basement, weights in the basement, health food, expensive kitchenware to make healthy food. I value animals and animal rights, so we donate a lot of money to animal groups. We spend a ton of time volunteering with animal groups. We've fostered dogs in our house. So again, those just a couple examples, not to make myself sound like this great person, but again, if you think about the things that you do with your money and with your free time, they're going to reflect things that you value. Okay, so if you put a star by those 5 most important things that you do, okay, and then put a dollar sign besides those activities that cost money to do them. Um, and again, you can see the slide here, put a W beside those activities. You don't have to do this on paper, but again, what we're getting you to do is figure out what things do you do most often, okay, and how much money do you spend on those, time and money. How much time and money do you spend on those things, okay, and those are going to reflect your core values. And that's not easy to do, especially as a teenager, to do that, okay? So as this slide says, values strongly, and I've said this many times already, values strongly influence your spending habits. We don't usually spend on money on things we don't feel are important. Typically, the more important something is, the more you're willing to spend on it. Okay. So again, here we have, the baby, the little kid, and we use the word modeling. So again, from an early stage, your parents, your maybe extended family, if you live with grandparents or aunts and uncles, what they are modeling are largely influence what you believe in now. Okay, even as a teenager, what you saw when you were young is going to really be behind things that you value now. Okay, so think about this. And go back to as long as you can remember. Okay, if you can remember being in preschool or kindergarten when you were really little, and all the way to today, think about what does your family tell you? How important are grades in school? Okay, for some of you, your parents are probably on you daily about what's going on in school in the classrooms. Others, not so much. Okay, dating. Do you have restrictions on there? What you do with your money? Okay, drug and alcohol use. Right, that varies from family to family. Just because something's illegal, whether it be completely illegal or illegal, if you're below a certain age, families have different opinions on those things and have different rules, if you will. So what is your family telling you about that? What is your family telling you about how important it is that you actually graduate from high school? Is it important? Or is it, hey, if you can, great. If not, so what? Get a job. What about getting married? Okay, how important is marriage? How important are relationships? Okay, we have an alarmingly high rate of divorce in our country. And again, I'm not criticizing anyone that is divorced, but what have you seen in your lives right now as far as relationship goes? And we have jobs. Is it important just to get a job so you have money? Or is having career aspirations? By career, I'm meaning, is there a future in that job? Or are you just trying to grab any job to get money? Okay, is it important to go to college? Is it important just to go to community college? Do you feel like your family expects you to go away to a 4-year college? What's been modeled? All right, what about having children? Is it important that your family, to you and your family, that you have children? At what age is it appropriate to have children? Okay, all of those things if you think about it, your beliefs on that list right there are strongly influenced by, um, your parents, your family, again, whether it's your extended family, and then also, at your age, also your peers. Okay, so, again, look at that. Ask yourself, what is my family telling me? And how is my family influencing? Okay, and at your age, you're to the point now where do you agree with those things? Do I need to follow what my family tells me? Okay, you are your own person, so you should be developing your own values. Okay, it's going to be like I said, because your values are yours. Your values are personal. Okay, they're influenced by your family and friends, but they are yours. Again, your actions, and again, I know I'm repeating, what you do and how you spend your time and money are going to really point with what your values are. Because we don't spend time and we don't spend money on things we don't like to do. Okay, so your behavior is dictated by that. And you can see people that don't have values. Okay, if you don't know what apathy is, it's people that lay around and do nothing. Okay, they're just kind of wandering through life. And inconsistencies. They do well in school for a little while, then they don't. They have a job, and then they don't. Sometimes they're into drugs and alcohol, sometimes they're not. Okay, so sometimes they go to church, sometimes they don't. All right, just to give you a lot of examples here. So when you see people like that, it tends to reflect that they're missing what those core values are and haven't fully developed them for them. Okay, and as I said earlier, they're going to change. Your values hopefully change for the better. Unfortunately, you could be put in some situations in which your values change for the worse. Hopefully that's not the case, but they are going to change as you get older. Okay, and again, just to repeat, when you are faced with choices and alternatives, your values are going to come into play, okay? Not just with your time and money, but kind of determining right from wrong. Okay, and again, it gets into feelings are more accurate value indicators than thoughts. So you could think something is important to you, but how you feel and what you actually do are going to indicate what your values are. Okay? Because you are what you value. It's pretty simple than that. What you value gives you your identity. Okay? And in every situation you come into in life, whether you're walking the halls, look at the way someone's dressed or how someone's talking or what they're doing, everything you do, you compare to your values. Okay? And it's how we relate to the world. We all have them. Okay? So here we have some financial values. And so what kind of job or what kind of life would you have if these were the way you value things financially? And this should make more sense as we go through. Okay, so if you really value concern for others, you're going to spend your time and money to help other people out. Okay, well, there's volunteering, again, volunteering time, donating money. Like it says, you're going to choose a job that would, not be harmful or unethical. Okay, so you may not want to work for a company that makes cigarettes. You may not want to work for a company that produces products that tests on animals. You may want to work for a company that's known for its philanthropy, which means it gives back to the community. So you would want to consider a job in a profession that helps people. Okay, if you value success, so if finances are a measure of success, like it says, you're going to view your salary as a report card. The higher your salary, the better you're doing. Okay, you're going to be willing to take calculated risks if the possibility of earning money is great. And you may also be more willing to do something you don't like just because there's more money in it. Because again, money is going to be your measure of success financially because you value the amount of money you make more than anything else. Okay, then there's those, and this is probably myself included, that value the security that money brings. Okay, so again, when you think about careers and jobs, you're probably not going to do something very risky, like start your own business or make risky investments. You're going to want to get into something that has some security to it.